I feel like I bang on about umami all the time, and for good reason. This dish has it in spades. It's sweet, it's salty, it's savory, and it's sour, so you just gotta try it.
Get a big pot of water on the boil and add a good amount of salt. Pop in the spaghetti and get on with dicing the shallots. Get a pan onto a medium heat with a little oil and start to soften the shallots. Shred the cabbage and get that in on top. Add some of the pasta water to help the steam action in the pan to cook out the veg. Now for the fun bit. Add the butter to a mixing bowl along with the miso, and using another cup of the pasta water, melt and combine it all together. Pop the mixture into the pan with the veg and let it reduce a bit. When the pasta is cooked perfectly, mix it all together in the pan and let everything combine and soak up all that amazing flavour. This dish has bags of umami to tickle your taste buds. Try it if you dare, it is incredibly Moorish. Next up, a Kale, Cacio, Pepe. This is 5 ingredients to silky, peppery pasta success. If you're a fan of black pepper, you're gonna love this one. Get the kale chopped, removing the thicker stalks. Grate the pecorino cheese in advance so that when the time comes, you're ready to go. Salt a pot of boiling water and then get in there with the spaghetti. At the same time, put the butter in a high-sided pan with the black pepper. Once it's melted and combined, pour it into a bowl. Add the grated pecorino, and then for the magic sauce, slowly add some of the water from the boiling pasta. Now this is going to add some essential starchy goodness. Give it a good stir until all that cheese has melted. When the pasta is just tender, add the kale to the pot and give it another 3 or 4 minutes before draining. Now for the main event, add the pasta and kale to the cheese and pepper sauce and give it a really good mix through until the pasta is glossy and coated all over. Look at that seriously cheesy, cracking pasta that will have you begging for more kale. And I bet you never thought you'd say that. Now, pesto and pasta is an absolute winning combination, but when it comes to my weeknight meals, I want to supercharge them with these green guys, some courgettes and a bag of frozen peas. I always feel a bit better about a plate of pasta when I know there's veggies involved, and courgette and peas just work really well alongside the pasta. So I'm just going to go for a rough chop here, so you get a little bite of courgette in every mouthful of pasta, and then you have those gorgeous little pops of sweet pea alongside. So straight into a hot frying pan with a little bit of oil. Just make sure that pan is nice and hot before you start adding the courgette. You don't want to sweat these veggies. You want to give them a good cook. And then give it a good toss. Okay, this is going to tick away, giving us time to make up this pesto. Now, pesto is one of the classic recipes that every cook should learn how to make just because it's so flavorful to do at home. And it only takes a few ingredients. So, basil is the base flavor here, so you're going to need a good bunch of the fresh stuff. Get in there with a handful of pine nuts and a crushed whole clove of garlic. Grate some parmesan, a good bit. This is where the salty richness of the pesto comes from. Last glug of some extra virgin olive oil and a good seasoning of some black pepper to finish this off. And as you can see, I'm using one of these little food processor attachments that comes with a stick blender, but you could easily do this in a big food processor, or if you have one, a pestle and mortar is probably the most classic way you can make beautiful pesto, and it also gives it a really interesting texture as well. Now, I would say this is probably the most useful thing to invest in, one of these little food processors, because not only do you get that, but you also get the stick blender, which is great for soups and a whole host of things, and it's quite handy for making little kind of marinades and sauces just like this. So blitz that up just until you have a nice smooth pesto. And just like that, one of the easiest, quickest sauces you will ever get. Come and have a look at that. This is where the action is. And the minute you take off the lid, it's just this waft of basil and garlic and parmesan and saltiness. I'm actually going to give it a taste, and it really is important when you're making any sauce like this, just to taste it and make sure you get the balance of flavors right. That is so nice. This needs no more. It's exactly where it needs to be. So we've got the courgette cooking over here. We've got the pesto here. Now it's time for our pasta in the pot. And this is one of my favorite cheat, quick cooking ingredients. Pasta that's fresh is just gonna cook in about 2 to 3 minutes, but you want to heavily salt that water so you get really great flavor. And just pop it straight in. Break it up with the tongs, just make sure you get it nice and evenly cooked, but literally this just takes moments. As soon as they start coming out of their little tagliatelle balls, we're looking good. So I can leave them to cook just for another minute or so, and in that time, we're gonna get some frozen peas in alongside the courgette. Give it a good stir through. Peas from the freezer cook in moments. Literally, you just need to take the bite out of them, make sure that they're warmed through, and then you're ready to bring this all together. Okay, we're in business. We've got peas beautifully cooked through, nice and glossy, all that courgette action in there. Pasta is at this point now cooked, heat goes off, and then we're just gonna take that beautiful, luscious tagliatelle straight over into the hot pan, taking with it a little bit of that starchy water, which will help give you this gorgeous, glossy finish. Take your time with this. You've done all the hard work at this point. It's time to bring it together. I don't know if I'm telling you that or telling me, but I'm enjoying this little moment. Okay, pasta in. It's time for that gorgeous pesto. Just pour it straight on in. Don't waste a single bit. Get it all in there. And now, the moment of truth. Turn off the heat and just start tossing that through.
Add in some of that cloudy pasta water to your tagliatelle and give it a good mix. It is an absolute game changer.
This is where it's at. This is when I get really excited about really simple flavors and really simple meals that can just be brought to the table. I'm gonna finish it off with a little grating of Parmesan just over the top. And the great thing about this pan action is that you can serve this straight to the table, no hassle, everyone can dig in. A few little basil leaves just over the top, just to garnish. That is a dish that is good to go. I'm gonna taste it right now, see where we're at. I mean, there is just something so special about really simple ingredients shining for a midweek dinner. That just tastes fantastic. And because we've got the courgettes, because we've got the peas, it feels to me much more like superfood in minutes. Delicious. Give it a go this week.
And just like that, your new midweek pasta fix sorted.
This veggie pasta is perfect for those box set and binge kind of evenings when you want something filling, but you also want to cram in the greens. Take a head of cauliflower and break it down into florets. Place these in a food processor and blitz until it's broken down into rice-sized pieces. Get the mixture into a bowl and then blitz the mushrooms until they're about the same consistency as the cauliflower. Put a pan on a high heat and add a little oil. Add some diced onions, season with salt and pepper, and cook it out for a few minutes. Now add some minced garlic along with a couple of sprigs of freshly chopped rosemary. Sprinkle over some chili flakes and let it fry in the pan for a few minutes. Put the chickpea pasta in a pot of salted boiling water and then grab the cauliflower rice and get it into the pan with the onions and herbs. Add the mushroom on top, give it a good mix through, and season with sea salt and black pepper. The flavor maker in this dish is the tomato puree. It brings the ingredients together and gives rich flavor. Drain the pasta and add it to the pan. Give it all a good mix through, adding some grated Parmesan and some reserved water from the pasta pot. Serve to the table with some freshly grated Parmesan, or if you want to keep it proper vegetarian, use a suitable alternative. A gorgeous gluten-free dish with big, hearty flavors.